All right, let's dive into something that is absolutely fundamental to your career: communication. Think of it as the bedrock for everything else, for building trust, getting your team to perform at its best, and really making an impact. So, we're going to build a blueprint for it together.
You know, this quote really nails it. Great communication isn't a monologue. It's not about you just broadcasting your thoughts out into the world. It's more like a dance, right? It's this constant loop of speaking, sure, but also listening, watching for cues, and then adjusting on the fly. It's all about making a genuine connection.
Okay, so that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Where do you even start? I get it. It can feel like a lot. But don't worry. Just like building a house, you don't do it all at once. You follow a blueprint. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Break it down into simple, manageable pieces.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start with what you communicate before you even say a word. Then we'll get into the words themselves, how to ask smarter questions, the art of giving really good feedback, and finally, how to wrap it all together to build that all-important thing, trust.
First up, your silent first impression. Here's something wild to think about. You've already started communicating long before you open your mouth. Your posture, your hands, even what you decided to wear today, it's all sending out powerful signals.
Just look at the difference here. When you stand tall, shoulders back, you project confidence, you look open. But the moment you start to slump or cross your arms, you're basically putting up a giant invisible wall. It can scream, "I'm closed off," even if you don't mean for it to. The biggest takeaway is that you can literally shift the energy in a room just by adjusting how you hold yourself.
And it doesn't just stop with posture. Think about your hands. Using open-handed gestures signals honesty. Here's another cool one. Subtly mirroring the body language of the person you're talking to, it builds this subconscious sense of rapport. Add in some genuine eye contact and make sure your clothes fit the vibe of where you are, and there you have it. That's your silent first impression.
Okay, so you've nailed the silent part. Now let's talk about what actually comes out of your mouth. This is part 2, and it's all about the words you choose, and maybe even more importantly, how you deliver them. Here's a tiny little change that makes a huge difference, switching from passive to active voice. If you say, "The meeting will be scheduled," it's kind of weak. By who? A magic scheduling fairy? But when you say, "Let's schedule the meeting," it's direct, it's clear, and it shows ownership. It makes you sound so much more decisive.
We all have them, those little verbal crutches, like, like, or you know. If you want to sound more polished, try this 3-step trick. First, just notice what your go-to fillers are. Second, figure out when you use them. Is it when you're nervous? Searching for an idea? And finally, this is the magic part. Replace that filler word with nothing. Just a powerful, silent pause. A pause makes you sound thoughtful, not hesitant.
And don't forget, your voice is an instrument. A flat, monotone delivery will put anyone to sleep, no matter how exciting your topic is. Try varying your pitch and your pace. Slow, down, for emphasis, and then speed up a bit when you're showing enthusiasm. That variation is what keeps people engaged and helps them follow along.
All right, so we've got our body language sorted and our spoken words polished. But great communication is never a one-way street. Part 3 is about turning your monologue into a real dialogue. And the best tool for that job? A simple question.
But listen, not all questions are created equal. The ones we want are called open-ended questions. These are the kinds of questions that can't be answered with a simple yes or no. They're basically a direct invitation for someone to share their detailed thoughts and really open up. They are the key to unlocking a real conversation.
And here's a perfect example. If you ask, "Do you like this proposal?" you'll probably just get a yes. Conversation over. But if you ask, "What are your thoughts on this proposal?" well, now you've opened the door. You're going to get ideas, concerns, honest feedback, and you're making the other person feel like their opinion actually matters. It totally transforms the dynamic.
This brings us right to our 4th point, the art of giving feedback. And let's get one thing straight, this is not about criticism. When you do it right, feedback is one of the most incredible tools you have to help people improve and to motivate them to do their best work.
So, giving that constructive feedback can feel awkward, but the feedback sandwich makes it so much easier. You start with the top slice of bread, some genuine, specific praise. Then you get to the filling, the area for improvement.
And notice, you focus on the action, not the person. Then, you finish with the bottom slice, encouragement and expressing your confidence in them. It makes the whole thing feel supportive, not like an attack.
And by the way, this goes for positive feedback too. Just saying good job is nice, but it's not super helpful. But saying the way you organize those slides with clear visuals really help the team understand the new goals. Now that is powerful. You're linking a specific behavior to a good outcome which tells them exactly what to do more of.
And that leads us to our final and maybe the most important piece of the blueprint, building trust. You see, all the other skills, the posture, the clear language, the good questions, they all lead to this, the ultimate connection, which is built on a foundation of truly listening. So what does active listening actually mean? It's way more than just being quiet. It's nodding, giving little verbal cues like, I see, or, mm-hmm. It's saying back what you heard. So it sounds like you're worried about the timeline, just to confirm you've got it right. It's asking questions to dig deeper, fighting that urge to interrupt, and, probably the hardest part, setting aside all the distractions to give someone your complete attention.
Okay, I know. Looking at all 5 of these things together can feel a bit overwhelming, but here's the secret. Improvement doesn't happen by mastering all of this overnight. It starts with just one, improving one single thing in your very next conversation. So, I'm going to leave you with this challenge. Of everything we just covered, the posture, the active voice, the open-ended questions, the feedback sandwich, the active listening, what is the one technique you will commit to trying in your next conversation? Just pick one, because that is where real change begins. Thanks for tuning in to this explainer.